The ancient prayers to a seeker. Leonardo opened his eyes. He smelled the morning breeze and he knew it was time. He stood up from his wooden bed and looked around at his room for one last time. From its walls hung the many things he brought inside the cave that became his home for the last decade. Clothes that Kay made for him, the lamp that Kadio crafted for him, the pullover made of forest leaves and bird feathers that Lizzie gave as a gift, and many others he received from the mouths that he touched lives with. Everything had its own distinct memory. He sighed and pulled some clothes, packed it inside his black leathered bag. He looked at his room for one last time, turned back and walked slowly towards the edges of his home. As he approached the hole's entrance, the orange sky magnificently shone on him. He stood at the edge, and below him, Mathipus, the still beautiful lake that provided him peace and wonderful times. He walked using the large old creeping plant that grew from the walls, serving as his stairs down to the shores of the lake. He saw no mouths around. He went to his adopted parents' house, knocked on its door, but no one answered. He thought they were still sleeping. As he turned his back, he saw the mouths with the elders at the edges of the woods, all lined up, young and old, waiting for him to bid their goodbye. Everybody was in closed hands, each looking at him, and some with sad faces. Marcelo, Kay, Carlo, Kadio, Sidok, and Lizzie were amongst them. Sidok made it possible through Montha and Leva, Werums, who were friends of Lizzie, who informed the lass of Leonardo's leaving Mathipus. Sidok developed good relations with Montha and Leva against the knowledge of the Mals and Werums, and like the elders, he was given a Werum gift, a white falcon that could send messages to and from the Werums. Through the bird and Sidak's fair wands, Lizzie was informed of Leonardo's leaving, and she was there together with the twins Leva and Montha and a few other Werums. As he slowly approached the kind who raised him and made him what he was, his mother, whose face was sad but holding, was the first to speak while extending him something. "Leonardo, you will need this, my son." Kay handed him a unique vest made of thick fish scales in the outside and deerskin from the inside. Unlike the shiny clothes he had, this one had the same color as the sky that Kay designed to fit him perfectly. "Mother, it shall protect you from nature and from any harm along your way." Kay was in tears as she hugged his son's large body. Kadio approached Leonardo and he too hugged him like a brother. He handed him a short sculpted baton where a unique animal's head was engraved on the top end. "My grandfather could not come but told me to give this to you." He read the special markings on its side. Is dnuhci idnis reba ni dnu driwu ni sahku remi resnu nehesu dnu nebuald redu sahku remi dnis sim dnu nerb treps. It was a northern language that he understood fully its meaning. You and I are but one and will be one whatever our looks and beliefs are or whatever time and space brings. Marcelo, the father he knew, handed him a book written in a Mal's ancient language and a little purse that he drew out from his side pocket. "My son, there will come a time that you will understand what was written here. Be patient, and that time will come. Also, this purse is filled with special stones from the land of Hapa. Every outsider knows it and you can trade it for anything you want." He looked at his father and tears were almost falling from his eyes. Lizzie held his hand. Their eyes met. Lizzie hugged Leonardo as she kissed his face. He wanted to touch her face but knew the risk of doing so. He carefully disengaged slowly as he pressed her hand. When their hands separated, he was holding a sea leaf whose scent was that of Lizzie. "At the right time you must let go of this, for you will know that it is where it should belong. May it make you remember us always, wherever your feet bring you." He gazed at Lizzie. This time he couldn't hold on to his tears. I will, even without this." The elder Mals approached him and so were the others as some hugged him while the others nodded with smile and welcomed faces. When each one finished with Leonardo, they all bowed their heads. All together, they recited an ancient phrase that he knew was a bit of farewell though he didn't understand. "My brother, my friend, go, find what you truly seek. Let the soils lead you to the right direction, let the sun rise for you to keep you warm, let the rain fill your thirst, let the woods and the rivers fulfill your needs, let the wind carry the misfortunes away from your path. Let every life you meet see you fairly, let the stars shine to give light when darkness fills you, let your righteous will prevail at all times. Believe in yourself and you shall be fine. If in your journey you are failing, seek not the comfort of lust, greed, hate, blame, and self-destruction, but cling on to hope and faith, for these will open your eyes to see beyond failure. The path in going back is always not easy, but it is easier than moving forward without any path. Go, my brother soul, may you find what you seek." At the other side of the lake, two figures were watching the unfolding moment. Leonardo turned his back and began walking into the woods while waving back at the souls he touched lives with for years. "You were all good, Ginkgo, and I hope that he remembers all the good things that you did for him. When he is out there and have seen the outside world, I hope that he will not be consumed and not sell us to the mercenaries. If he becomes our enemy, I will kill him myself." When he passed by our fortress, our guards will consider him as any others and they will do what is necessary to keep him out. By the time he leaves the fortress, he will be considered as an enemy. Ginkgo looked at Miro with saddened eyes. I know, Miro, but I assure you with my life that he will not consider us as his enemy. It will never happen. Ginkgo walked away from Miro as he too was saddened inside for Leonardo's leaving.